ਦੇਹ ਤੇਜ ਨੜੀ ਹਰ ਨਵ ਰੰਗੀਆਂ ਰਾਮ, ਗੁਰ ਗਿਆਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਹਰ ਮੰਗੀਆਂ ਰਾਮ। ਹੁਕਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ, ਪੇਜ 575-576, ਅੰਗ 575 576, ਵਡਹੰਸ ਮਹੱਲਾ ਚੌਥਾ। ਦੇਹ ਤੇਜ ਨੜੀ ਹਰ ਨਵ ਰੰਗੀਆਂ ਰਾਮ, ਗੁਰ ਗਿਆਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਹਰ ਮੰਗੀਆਂ ਰਾਮ। ਗਿਆਨ ਮੰਗੀ ਹਰ ਕਥਾ ਚੰਗੀ, ਹਰ ਨਾਮ ਗਤ ਮਿਤ ਜਾਨੀਆਂ। ਸਭ ਜਨਮ ਸਫਲਿਓ ਕੀਆ ਕਰਤੈ, ਹਰ ਰਾਮ ਨਾਮ ਵਖਾਨੀਆਂ। ਹਰ ਰਾਮ ਨਾਮ ਸਲਾਹੇ ਹਰ ਪ੍ਰਭ, ਹਰ ਭਗਤ ਹਰ ਜਨ ਮੰਗੀਆਂ। ਜਨ ਕਹੇ ਨਾਨਕ ਸੁਨੋ ਸੰਤੋ, ਹਰ ਭਗਤ ਗੋਵਿੰਦ ਚੰਗੀਆਂ। ਵਡਹੰਸ ਮਹੱਲਾ ਚੌਥਾ। This Shabad is the last Shabad of the composition titled Kodiyan, which is based on the old Punjab custom of singing songs of joy at the marriage occasion when the bridegroom mounts a horse to proceed to the bride's house. In the previous Shabad, Guruji told us that our duty is to properly train and control our female horse-like body, actually our inner intellect and thought process, with the help of the Guru's word. Use it to dwell on the God's name and obtain union with Him. In the present Shabad, Guruji shares with us his experience of following his own advice. He says, "O my friends, this body is like a beautiful female horse which remains imbued with the ever-fresh love of God. It asks for the divine knowledge from the Guru. Yes, it has asked him for the divine knowledge and God's sublime discourse. By meditating on God's name, it has understood the way to obtain emancipation from worldly attachments. The Creator God has rendered fruitful its entire life, and it keeps uttering praises of God's name. Yes, O my friends, the devotees of God always keep praising the name of God and keep asking for the devotion of God." In short, devotee Nanak says, "Listen, O saints, worship of God is the best thing to ask for." Para 1. De kanchan jeen suvanna Raam, jad har har naam ratanna Raam. Jad naam ratan govind paya, har mile har gun sukh khane. Gur sabd paya har naam te aaya, vad bhagi har rang har bane. हर मिले स्वामी अंतर जामी, नव तन हर नव रंगियाँ। नानक वखाने नाम जाने, नाम हर प्रभ मंगियाँ। Continue to use the metaphor of the horse. Guruji says, "O my friends, the human body which meditates on God's name is like a young horse embellished with golden saddle and studded with the jewels of God's name. The person who, by studying with the jewels of God's name, has put a saddle of Guru's Shabad on the body horse, that person has obtained God, has enshrined God's merits, and has obtained many pleasures. Yes, those who, upon obtaining the Guru's word, by listening to the Guru's advice, have started meditating on God, they have become fortunate and have been imbued with the love of God. They have obtained God, the Master, who is the inner knower of all hearts, and is ever fresh, young and new." But Nanak says, like that loving bride who, even after obtaining union with her spouse, keeps asking and begging for more and more continuous love from her beloved groom. The person who realizes God's name keeps asking God for his name again and again. कड़ियाल मुखे गुर अंकस पाया राम, मन में गल गुर शब्द वस आया राम। मन वसगत आया परम पद पाया, साथन कंत प्यारी। अंतर प्रेम लगा हर सेती, खरसो है हर प्रवन आरी। हर रंग राती सहज माती, हर प्रभु हर हर पाया। नानक जन हरदास कहत है, वड भागी हर thaya. Elaborating on the metaphor of the beautiful young horse and also using the metaphor of an elephant and a young bride, Guruji says, "O my friends, the one in the mouth of whose body horse the Guru has put the bridle and Also apply the God of the world that one's elephant-like mind has come under control. The human bride whose mind has come under control, that bride soul has obtained the supreme spiritual status, and she becomes dear to her spouse God. Within her mind has welled up the love for God, and that bride looks beauteous in her house in the presence of God. Yes, the bride soul who is imbued with the love of God, she remains intoxicated in a state of spiritual poise and obtains union with God. Therefore, Servant Nanak says, fortunate are they who have meditated on God's name. Para 3. दे कोड़ी जी जित हर पाया राम मिल सतगुर जी मंगल गाया राम हर गाय मंगल राम नामा हर सेव सेवक सेवकी प्रभ जाए पावै रंग मैली रंग माने रंग की गुण गाए राम गुण राम गाए मन सुभाए हर गुरमति मन ध्याया नानक हर कृपा धारी दे खोड़ी चढ़ हर पाया गुण राम गाए मन सुभाए हर गुरमति मन ध्याया जन नानक हर कृपा धारी दे खोड़ी चढ़ हर पाया. Guruji concludes the Shabad by saying, "O my friends, that human body is like a beauteous female horse, riding which a person has obtained God, and meeting with the Guru sings songs of joy in God's praise. Whosoever sings praises of God and meditates on God's name with the true devotion and attitude of a servant, reaches God's mansion and enjoys the company and grace of God. With loving devotion, such a person sings praises of God and, living in accordance with the Guru's instruction, contemplates on God in the mind. O Nanak, the devotee on whom God has become gracious, riding the body horse, that person has obtained God." Para 4-2-6. The message of this Shabad is that our human body can be very useful if, like a horse, we control it with the discipline of the Guru's word, sing the praises of God, and meditate on His name. Then this body can be an instrument of our union with God. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. SGGSP 575-576. Thank you.